Hello, class. Sketchup number 12, kitchen sink. Let's get started. Okay, I've got this set up. Here's my kitchen cabinet with the overhang, and I've got the little detail of the kick. God, I can't remember what the heck the thing is called. Too many videos today. The toe kick. Okay, anyway. When you get older, you'll understand what goes on inside the brain. Anyway, okay, so I've got my cabinet over here. I'm just showing you what the two sinks look like if you put two together. I don't know if you're going to have two sinks or one, but I'll show you how to duplicate that later. So you only have to make one and then copy and move it. Okay, so at this end, I'm leaving 3 inches from the end of the cabinet. You can see the guide I put in here. I've got 5 inches right here to leave room for the faucet. I've got 4 inches here. So 4, 3, and 5. And then I made the guide for the width of the sink. I made it 14 inches. That's what ours is at home. So, and then I made a box right on the guides right here. These inner guides are going to be for the radius that you can see. See that radius right there because it's a rounded off corner. So these are all 3 inches. These guides coming in from the inside of the sink are 3 inches. Once you do that, select the circle tool, and then you can just drag and it'll lock right into place. And that gives you a 6-inch circle, or a 3-inch radius is what's important. I measured the sink in our house and it looks like about 3 inches radius. And if you drag it right, it'll just lock right into place. Okay. After you get that, multiple select using the shift key and select those inner portions of the circle that are now separated because of that line where it touches. You can delete that. And then these outer edges of the original rectangle, delete those with multiple select. Oops, what did I do? For some reason, that one didn't touch. I didn't have that touching exactly. Okay, multiple select, get rid of these. There we go. And I'll just do these while I'm at it and just delete in one step. So what'll be left over is a rectangle with radius around the edges. That's the sink. Okay, the next step, push that down. I think I did mine about 6 or 7 inches. I'll make it 7 inches. See what that looks like. Whoa, too deep. Let's make it 5. Okay, that's good. It's probably not the same as what I got over here. So this looks pretty cool as a sink, but it's not quite realistic enough. We need to round the corners off on the bottom from the side wall to the bottom. That needs to be rounded off. So I just want to show you how this works. And while I'm at it, I'm going to get rid of these guides. They just get in the way and confuse things. Okay. Now this is pretty simple, but it takes some finagling of the view that you use. Okay. So what I want you to do next is make a guide 3 inches up from the bottom of the sink and then 3 inches out from the bottom of the sink. You'll see what the purpose of that is later. You can't eyeball that. You need to have these exact. These have to be the same exact value. Okay, use the pencil tool and not in the middle of this plane, but way over here, almost touching this line. You'll see why in a second. Okay, so not way over here or in the middle, as close as you can. Let me blow this up a little bit more. Right about there. Click a line, make sure you're on the blue axis. Make another line, make sure you're on the red axis. Let it lock into place. Okay, next, select the arc tool. And you have, like I've said in previous videos, you've got 2-point, 3-point, pi, and arc. You want the arc. Click here, down here, and then drag backwards toward the center, and it will turn blue when it's tangent to both surfaces. Just click that, and you should have a little rectangle or a little triangle with a curved side. Okay. Okay, the next part is the part that's going to take some finagling with viewing this. Reduce this just a little bit. So what you need to do is rotate this so that you can see the bottom in its entirety. In other words, it's kind of like a 1-point perspective. See how you can see this bottom edge or this bottom corner all the way around. You've got to be able to see that. Okay. Okay. Next, select. You're going to have to do this multiple select. I'm going around the bottom. I've got to select all that. I couldn't figure out an easy way to do this except by one segment at a time. Make sure you get this little one right here. So all the way around, that should turn blue. Okay. Now it's got to be done this way because the way this tool works. We're going to take this curvature and follow that blue line all the way around. So you want to use the follow me tool. That may be down in your auxiliary toolbar under the 3 dots. Follow me. And here's the reason I put this off to the side. If you put it more toward the middle, you've got to be able to see you've got to be able to activate that plane right there, that little triangle with the follow me tool. You can see the little dots. I'm going to blow it up just so you can see it. It's got to be able to do this. Okay, when you move on top of it. But you've got to be able to see that corner down inside of there. And you want to make it as big as possible. So I can see that I'm activating it, and bam, when I click on it, it follows that path that you highlighted. Okay, let's rotate this around and take a look at it. Okay, so the corners are rounded, but I'm not going to go through and do all of these, but what you want to do is hide these lines. They just kind of look out of place. They don't look right, but the corners are rounded, and this you have to multiple select these little segments. It'll just take you a minute. So I'll do half of it, and you'll see what it looks like. Okay, that's enough to show you. Don't delete them. If you delete them, you'll lose the surface and it'll be hollow. Hide. Now that's one of those guides. Let me get rid of that guide too. That's what's showing up right here is that guide. Eraser. Okay. And let's put a drain in here. Just we want to find the center of this. The quickest, easiest way is just to use the tape measure. Put a diagonal here. It's creating a guide, another diagonal here, and that gives you the exact center. So the drain would look something like this. I think I think ours is about 4 inches in diameter, so a 2-inch radius circle. So type in a 2-inch radius, and then use the the offset tool. This is that little metal band that seals off the sink, and then let's just put in a little plug using the offset tool again. And then just for a little bit of realism, I'm going to raise that up just a hair. Let's get rid of the guides. And you can go ahead and hide those lines. Don't delete them. There's your sink. Okay. Now, if you want to do a double sink, let's see now if I remember how to do this. I'm going to do a separate video. This is enough. Basically, what I did was I made a copy of this whole kitchen cabinet. I made a copy of it. I deleted everything around the sink. Let me see if I can do it real quick. There's probably another way to do it, but I couldn't think of something that was easy to do. So I've got this whole thing. Move, control, slide this bad boy over. I think yeah, see, there's the sink. It's isolated. So that worked out good. As long as I can delete enough of this so that I can isolate it to draw a selection box around it. I just got to get rid of some of these key lines that are going to interfere. There, I've got it. So what I'm going to do now is put a selection box around it, make it a component. Okay. Get rid of this crap. Move, let's get it over here. Now I'm going to have to put a hole in. Make sure you move this on the axis so it'll be easy to just slide right in place. I think I can do this pretty quick. Let's put a guide right here. That's about the distance between the sinks usually. Another one, 14 inches. I had 5 inches back here. I have to cut a hole in this. That's why I'm using the guides again. And 4 inches here. Okay, so now I can just make a hole. And I'll have to do it. I don't know if there's an easier way, but this is the way I came up with. I didn't want to keep fiddling with this thing. You know what? I wonder if I copy this very carefully, just that line. Let me try this real quick. Because it's not a component. And what if I use and then I can pull that through there and create the hole. Move with the M key, control. And I want to slide that right across. Yep. And it should lock right into place. Bingo, yes. That's why I love SketchUp, because there's creativity because you're designing stuff, but the program itself causes you to think about different ways to do things. It's a very good mental exercise. Anyway, yes, look at this. I can just push that right down. And let's take this bad boy, move, and that should just slide right into place. Make sure I've got the axis, and bam. Love it. Okay. Now, I don't expect you guys, a lot of it just comes from playing around with it. And the more that you know SketchUp, you can figure out ways to do things that are easier. I fiddled around with this double sink, a couple different ways of doing it. The first time I did 2 sinks. For you guys, there's got to be an easier way. So that was the way to do it. Okay, mission accomplished. And you got your double sinks. And then with your faucet, I'm going to do a video on a faucet if you want to do it. But if you want to download it from the warehouse, you can do that because it's not really connected with the space planning per se. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll get going on a few more videos as we keep going here.